So we were both on the...
Yeah, we should be on. So if we were there...
On the right.
We go with the same leg, exactly.
And then we end here, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, and then it was this like jazzy step.
Oh yeah.
Da-da-da.
Yes. Was that? Yes. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Today we are dancing with Hannah Krebs, and I'm super excited. I sort of know a little bit of you from Ellen Söderholt and the work you've done with her, but also I got to know you through the MA in choreography. But for people who don't know you, how do you say hello?
Also with a hello, I guess. Hello, I'm Hannah. I'm a dance artist, and I study at the moment the master in choreography. That's how we know each other. And next to that, I work for different choreographers as a dancer, and I also have this solo practice. And now I'm based between Stockholm and Germany. Let's see how it will go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. So then what are we going to do?
Good question. Yes. So today I brought my practice called Phrase Lab.
Phrase Lab?
Yeah,
nice.
Phrase Lab. Yeah, which sounds quite techy in a way. It's not. So for my master degree project, I was interested in making a phrase, but I really suck at it when I do it alone in the studio. So I thought I always ask other artists to do a common phrase, so we do like a shared labor work.
Yeah.
And I will start with a warm-up. I told you already. And then we dance together, which is, there is like a cue in it, because I really like to work with or weave through imagination. So I will pretend that this phrase already exists. So maybe you remember last year we worked together for this one company, and we did this outside performance with our bike helmets.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's true.
And the phrase it exists already. We just have to remember it together again.
Yeah, great.
That is the score.
So for you at home, we were just pretending. We haven't done a phrase, but we're going to pretend.
Exactly. I'm really good in lying.
It was great.
So this is the structure, and then at the end we will go and print out a contract. So we have a shared copyright on that phrase.
Okay, wow.
So we have now this imagination that we already made that phrase, which is a lie. So afterwards we come back to reality and we have like a contract. So we can use the phrase. And then we tell each other, credit each other. Yeah. And
so there are certain things which are already there for you, but you just go with what has come naturally, I guess, like the helmet and a year ago and stuff. Super cool. I think it makes sense. Do you want to describe the warm-up, or is it... the warm-up is like... I already said that I really like warm-ups, but I'm a bit lazy in doing it myself. And I have this knee injury, so I need to do certain kind of muscles for the... what's called like the hamstrings and the whole backside of the body. So we will do this, and then we do like a little bit of opening the hip and like juicy kind of gyrokinesis. Not gyrokinesis, because I haven't done the trainee thing. I'm not allowed to do this. It's
just inspired by.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the mixture.
And then we're going to dance this phrase we did a year ago.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly. And then we just go out and yeah, we just remember it. And it's going like, because I guess you remember, no? We had this phrase where each of us had one step in it. And we just go like one by one, going back again. Yeah. Wasn't it like that?
Yes.
It was like this, right?
Yeah. That's fantastic. I love it. I think that's really clear, even if it's maybe quite confusing to listen to. I think it's still extremely clear. So I think we can just have a go. We're going to warm up, and then we're going to do this quote-unquote phrase we have done in the past by one-on-one, sort of remembering what we quote-unquote have done.
Exactly. Yeah, this is all fiction.
I love the fiction. Let's stay in it. When you hear us next, we'll have lived a fiction.
Exactly. So we were both on the...
Yeah, we should be on. So if we were there...
On the right.
We go with the same leg, exactly.
And then we end here, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and then it was this like jazzy step.
Oh yeah.
Da, da, da.
Yes. Was that? Yes. Yeah. Okay. We're back after quite the adventure. Where do we start? Like, what shall we begin with?
I mean, I think I usually ask the people that I have been in the studio for now, like, I always use it also for my own practice to ask, like, what is your relationship to phrases? Do you have an anecdote? Something like that.
I think that's a great place to start. And also, maybe, like, we should say, because maybe not everyone listening knows what a phrase is, or what it is. Like, we're talking about dance phrases, which is in my experience, it's most often associated with, like, a number of steps, usually of 8 counts, like a phrase of 8, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And it's often used as like could you make me a phrase? Like make me a 8-count dance step phrase? That's where I know it from.
A phrase, yeah.
Do you know it?
Yeah, I'm thinking like, because I said already, I'm so in awe of these jazz dance classes where every step has a count and there's like one song and it is like full fixed material. So I guess, they are sometimes also counting on 3, which makes it this, I think there's like this specific way of counting sometimes in jazz dance. I'm not a professional in this, I have no idea.
You mean like the music is on 4s maybe and they're counting 3s within it? Like da 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 da?
No, I think the music is also on 3, like a waltz or something. Yeah. Or in ballet, when they have this waltz. But I think, I don't know, like another way of saying it. Yeah, set material. And we really fix every movement that we do. In opposition, if we would have a score. Maybe it's not an opposition. I guess that's also something to ask about.
I mean, it's for debate, of course, but most often it's like opposite would be a score, right?
Yeah.
I think we could say that without like failing choreography 101. Yeah. But for me, phrases were always difficult. I was having to learn phrases from a very young age. So learning steps. So for ballet class or for I think we called it modern, which was jazz in a way, but they're historically entwined. But it was like syllabus classes I had as a kid. And then like when I did musicals and performances and things like that, of course, having to learn phrases. We even spoke a bit about musicals during the warm-up, I think. And yeah, so it was always a little bit of an anxiety, but I also think I honed my improvisation skills as well, because I felt like I learned how to copy and like how to like get away with knowing what I'm doing within the phrase. But still, like, I think maybe that's what you were talking about as well, like everything being precise in a jazz class, like that's always tricky. Like it's always difficult, like going through it, and like because it's dependent on like where the weight is, it's what the swing of the beat is, or the speed and the acceleration of a movement, and like there's so many like qualities that one is trying to capture, and so often I felt like the attention was given to learning it quickly, and you felt embarrassed to like say what. No, you could always say that you didn't get it, but at some point there's a point where it's like, okay, well, you should have this, and you don't want to ask again, like, oh, but what was that? How does it start? Like, where does it begin and stuff? So yeah, so there's a lot of like psychology around that, and fear as well, which is interesting because I teach improvisation, which we just sort of suggested through scores, I guess, that it would be an opposition. And one of the things I encounter a lot is fear. Like people are scared of improvisation. And yet I think there's also fear around
I feel that it's always well. This like, yeah, because I also feel a lot like a failure sometimes in fixed material and phrases. I feel my dance education in bachelor's has always been about counting right, knowing on the 8 is this, on the 7 is haha or something, even though it was contemporary dance.
Yeah.
It was quite fixed. And then I always felt ashamed, not fitting in, fearful. But on the other hand, I guess also in improvisation there's also this like underlying expectations that nobody maybe says openly in the studio.
Yes, like hidden rules.
How do you improvise? How do you, like the score maybe also implies sometimes a form for some teachers. And maybe that is also this fear of not finding the form because it's not there. And in phrase it's very obvious. Either you hit it or not.
And something that always occurred for me in working with phrases was the sense of like that almost as though like, but this is made on a different body to what I have. Right? Like there's a quality of like you're trying to squeeze your body into this phrase. And I remember like in ballet it was very clear with like say petit allegro, which is really fast footwork, and I have long legs, and I remember the teacher explicitly saying that taller people can move just as quick as smaller people, and the same would be reversed, like if we're doing grand allegro and we have to travel, and there would be the same thing of like smaller people can move just as far as tall people. And I always found that a little bit like, but really?
I feel the same. In my education was like floor work, and I always felt too tall for that. Like I always felt my class who was like half my class was like half of me. And they always were so fast in this like flying low, like, and I was like, shit, I missed it. Everyone's on the floor and I'm still on the middle part of it because it's so. But that's interesting. This body thing.
There's a sense like with technique you can just get better. And I imagine like what they mean is like there is a medium where everyone can meet. Like we can all achieve within some sort of range, but it's even more tricky when there's, say, a choreographer and they have such a specific movement quality and style, and you just haven't lived that life where the rhythm comes from the spleen or something, you know? And you're like, well, how are you doing that? Like, and you're having to reconfigure everything. Yeah. And I guess there's a lot of anxiety and struggle around that, of like meeting oneself with another self.
I think also that's why I really am interested in phrases and form now. I really want to empower myself to do the form the way I wanted, and to maybe embracing to not fit in, and also to share that to, with this pretending as the notion of we both are the experts in it. We are not trying to get any practice from someone else. It's now us, and it's our it's our phrase. So we know the best how it is executed.
You've already done it almost. I was gonna say, like, the way you constructed the dancing today, to like through this fictionalization that we have already danced what we're going to dance, it really provided so much confidence to know already what was happening. Like, that anxiety of remembering the sequence and remembering the steps, like, disappeared almost immediately, which I was really struck by. Like, it was fascinating to be able to also just enjoy, like, and we still had a conversation around like what was correct and what was not correct, right? Like, we were like, wait, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, or was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or was that the left leg? Is that popped? Or no, it initiates from the arm, not from the leg, and but none of it felt like I was like struggling, or I was like scared that I wasn't gonna remember something.
I think it is. We built together this world at that moment, and I think it's a lot also like this yes and, like, you always have to just agree on whatever comes up, and you just add on.
No, absolutely.
And then the fiction gets more and more clear. I feel like we more and more understand not only maybe the negative space of it, but we can even draw together details of our past together, and imagine another future maybe now with this phrase.
And also the passing was really important, because then it felt like it was very equally distributed. So, and in there is a sense of what do you call it? Like finding one's own, like finding the limits of the exercise, like what's allowed and what's not allowed. Like in improvisation, we often do that. We get given a task, and then we say like, oh wait, so is this acceptable? Or like we test the boundaries. And I felt like we were doing that, but there was a like by passing, like I was like, well, can pony steps be in it? And what was sort of nice is that, okay, I proposed that, but then you take it serious, and it's this like honoring that sort of happens through like this conversational mode of passing, that it was really supportive in a way. Like I didn't even feel that anxiety of like coming up with a good idea, or
because we were playful, serious.
Yes.
I usually try to call it like this, that I really like to be in the studio very playful, serious. To have also this lightness, but to honor whatever is there. It is not whatever. I think that is also interesting. Whatever comes up, it has a meaning suddenly, and it gets like its own narrative in our fiction. So that is and then we came to a title,
Yeah, and we had a contract as well.
Yeah.
Like that's like I had this imagination of like when you played as a child with your soft toys that maybe you were making contracts, but I think there's something very generous about taking serious play and being playful with serious topics, because you even said when we were doing the contracts, like, no, this isn't a fiction. Mm-hmm. And because you were wanting to highlight, no, but this is also serious. Like you want to, if you end up using anything we made today, to honor it somehow and to be sort of consequential. And at the same time, it's very playful because we're making up a title. And
yeah, no, I think the contract, I really want that, because it's so normal that we all are influenced by each other. And yeah, I just try maybe to influence the field a bit from within. Mm-hmm. And to not be like, oh, I'm such a genius, I just came up with this practice and just by myself, because I mean we all know it's not true. Whoever says this is my genius gyrokinesis practice or something, they were not alone on that world. They were influenced, and so am I. I will be influenced, and I like to be so precise with it, like Swedish bureaucracy.
But also like it plays throughout with like the fictionalization of things. Like there is a truth to it all. Like me and you, you can tell, like there's a vibe in even the way we're speaking. Like, yes, and you remember when we did this, like there's almost a temporality, like a shift in performativity, and yet it's really real. Like there's no reason it didn't exist in a way, like because we are swimming in the same waters, and like the material that did come up from our pasts in some way, like from our histories, they are shared histories, you know, and like even like say the quality, I said, oh, let's start back to back, because I was like, let's just throw something out, and we started back to back, and then you said, oh, and we're hesitating, and it's like, well, yeah, you could attribute that to a certain style or genre or aesthetic, but at the same time, we are that as well, like, and we share in it. So
yeah, and our subconscious says something about our experiences and our past.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And that, I think it's actually because today we also met Jennifer Lacey, the head of my department and the great choreographer, and she actually said that the subconscious is saying a lot about your practice, and it is a part of it, and it's not just coming out of the blue. And I think this actually pretending that we already work together opens up some other subconscious stream, and that now can say a lot about our dance experience and lives.
And I wonder how much we are we're using pretend, and I think pretend is maybe a better word than fiction, like because fiction has to do with creating a story and stuff, whereas there is a real quality of pretending, like enacting the fiction. And I wonder how much we're doing that in dancing anyway. Like we pretend there's a front, we pretend that there's a stage, we pretend that we have to get our arm to extend in that certain way because of some reason or emotion or like necessity to be on that count. Like even within phrase making, like there is a pretense or a...
Yeah, or even like I go always to ballet class in the morning, sometimes to Ballet Academy in this daily training, and I think I pretend in a way that, now I'm this person. Almost like, I know I'm a different Hannah now than I'm maybe today when I talk with you on the podcast. Even now maybe I pretend a way of being very serious about dance and how I talk about dance needs to be really cool now, so someone wants to listen to it. So I feel exactly like it is like, for me, even in every part of my life, it helps me to pretend, to get it, a stream of consciousness happening. Yeah.
And yet at the same time you have interwoven the seriousness of the pretense. Like, they have somehow to live together. And like, even your warm-up, it's a little bit jokey. Like, I'm doing this because I'm lazy and I need someone to help me actually do these exercises. And at the same time, you structured it in a very like, this is a warm-up where I'm leading, and now you do this, now you do this. And yet, at the same time, like, there's so many layers of like pretend serious, of like, you're like, because I have a knee injury, we have to do these exercises. So I'm like, oh my God, we have to do these exercises and do them properly and correctly, because I don't want that you don't get to do your knee exercises.
I didn't know you were thinking this.
I don't know if I was thinking it like explicitly, but I think like in reflection.
Maybe it's my dedication also to dance. I really, really like dancing.
Yeah.
So I take so seriously, but I'm sometimes just fed up with all this, like, feeling like excluding people, discriminations in dance. I think all of this makes me just so angry. Yeah. So maybe there's something about like, I really am serious with, let's do it correctly. Yeah. Really, I like to go into details and not do the whatever. But then I also really like to misfit and encourage to misfit. And to not, I don't want that people feel ashamed in dance. More, I'm really using it to empower yourself in the form.
I mean, and if we think of like dance's history through the lens of like democratization or efficacy, I mean, I'm sure we've had many variations like of these broad strokes of like moving towards things that are more democratic. And there is a sense like there was a moment where it was like, well, no, everyone is free, everyone does what they want, but it doesn't take care. And like, so it's like, how do we marry the freedom and the autonomy of each person in the dance studio or in the performance, and at the same time to take care that their voice is heard, that there are no hidden agendas or authorities in the room, or that we can be transparent and articulate our needs and our wants when they arise and as they arise. And also maybe in that like intertwining of pretend and seriousness, we also allow for like a rigorous renewal of like, wait, is this the most important way to be with my knee injury? You know what I mean? Like, because it has a quality of play, it allows you to drop away and be like, oh, wait, do I have to punish myself to do, 15 of these? Or is the 15 needed? And like, holding both at the same time. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Wow, that was meta.
No, but it really feels like a very ethically integral practice. I think that's what I wanted to say. Like, it feels like you're really working hard on taking responsibility for like what you do and how it's done, and yet at the same time being serious with that desire and gift to be able to do those things as well. Maybe.
Ooh, thank you. That was a compliment. No, I really wanted all this body shaming, which is like part of dance world, or like only very skinny dancers or these things. I'm just so fed up with this. I'm like, no, if I'm choreographing or teaching, I will be, this is not dancing, what everybody you have. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere else. And maybe pretending is a bit of way of, looking for another way, another world where we can meet in it. Yeah, that's
I know.
my
Maybe
words
like, what's really nice is like, so often when we theorize or speak about these things, like it's difficult to convey that it would function or that it would work. But what's really like apparent, at least in trying this dance, is that it was really easy. Like we made a super great phrase.
Oh my God.
Right. Don't drop me now. No, but like we made an amazing phrase, and I didn't experience any of those anxieties that I've had with phrase making and stuff. And I mean, like that. I feel like it demonstrates that it's possible to still relate to dance and qualities of dancing, and we don't have to negate, say, like phrase making, or we don't have to take away the serious work of making dance and being with dance in whatever form it is, like just because we are trying to do it differently or better, like to be more inclusive and to be a sort of have a more kind thing, a more kind dance. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Was there anything else that came up for you that you wanted to share? Are we still on your first question of what is a dance phrase?
No, I think I also enjoyed it today that we went outside of the dance studio. Yeah. It was interesting too. But I guess, exactly. I really, I'm really voting, or can you say this? Voting for that this is a professional dance, and this was a rehearsal. You know, like this frame for me. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm a dancer, and I will do my dance, but maybe it can also be light and fun. It doesn't always need to be so it's not always, but it doesn't need to be always so difficult to the working environment can be also light. I guess.
And also maybe I have to think of the power of imagination. Like we can create these better environments for dance by imagining them. Yeah. Like,
totally. I think that's really my go-to. Also for myself, like being alone in studio, I need my imagination to not completely freak out. Yeah. And I think I'm not alone. People freak out alone in studios sometimes.
Definitely, I do. I remember a good number of years when I'd come to this dance studio to make a new phrase, and I would stand in the middle of the room and be like, I don't know what to do. Like I had been given so many fantastic choreographies and like experiences as a dancer that at that point I was like, what could I possibly contribute to this? So I think this is a great gift. I hope people at home have managed to play at least a little bit in their imagination and dream and be inspired, because I am.
That would be a dream if people would do it.
To pretend a little bit.
Yes, pretend a bit in your life. Maybe you can do this. When you're in the grocery shop, be someone else today.
But thank you so much, Hannah. And Hannah, if people want to follow you, get to know you more, how can they?
Yeah, they can check me out on Instagram. It's called Henshow, but maybe you will link
I will.
it.
Yeah, I can
it's
link
so
it.
Bad.
In the also, they can search your name.
Yes, and then there's like a web page.
Yeah, it's a really nice web page.
Oh, nice. Yeah, actually, friend of friend made it. Really cool person. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much, Peter, for this podcasting. That was really nice.
Yeah. What a pleasure. And we will dance again. And also, if people are in Stockholm this spring, 2024,
yes,
you will perhaps have some showings.
Yeah, we will have from the Master of Choreography. We will have our graduation performances, end of April, beginning of May at MDT. And also, if you're interested in a heavy metal ballet class, I will maybe teach next year as well. So
great.
Keep you updated.
Yeah.
How do you say?
Yeah. I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So we were both on the.
Yeah, we should be on. So if we were there.
On the right.
We'd go with the same leg. Exactly.
And then we end here, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and then it was this like jazzy step.
Oh yeah.
Da-da-da.
Yes. Was that? Yes. Yeah.